Life has really been lifing. And that's not to say that it's a bad thing. It can also, it really can be a good thing. It's actually just a steady thing for me. And sometimes you just you're just over being busy. Like, can I just be over being busy? And have like a 5 week long vacation and still make money? Welcome, 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 family and friends. Thanks for joining me back on the couch. It's Eyeshia, and you are listening to another episode of Couch Convos. Welcome back. If you are listening in, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and all of that. If you're listening in the car, pay attention, baby. We don't want no accidents out here on account of me. You feel me? But it's been a long time since, it ain't been a long time. I'm doing the most. It's been a couple of weeks it's actually been 2 weeks since I've done an episode. My daughter had her birthday this month, and then I had I had back to back weekend gigs or whatever, and then getting prepared for other personal things in my life that's been going on. I cannot wait to share once it gets to that time, but I plan like months, years out. So it's going to be a hot minute before we get to that point. But I actually, not even gonna lie, it's been a struggle with me lately, and it's nothing serious. It's just I have been since the month of June or the end of May, early June. My mom got me set up on this. It's not a fast, it's a diet or something like that. But they do it. They start mentally first, and then they start, the actual detox, and then they start the whole diet thing. And I was going through months of mental changes. And of course, it's positive. But then yesterday, I started the detox. Man, and that was so hard. I've never done a detox before. And y'all know I like food. It was hard. It was actually, I had to get some distilled water and the detox. Of course, if you've done it before, I've never done it before, but you get like 2 gallons of distilled water. This is for 2 days, and you cannot eat anything. You just drink that. And of course it makes you go to the restroom and stuff like that. So, I was on the struggle bus because I have a 5-year-old that eats like a grown man. So I had to feed her, and I'm looking at her eat, and it was tough. But I'm on the last day today, so I was actually in the mood. I had some energy, actually. I was in the mood to do something, and I actually had the time because my daughter's on fall break, and she is out of the house. So I have that time to myself. Oh, I needed it. I just needed that so much. But all outside of that, I didn't know how was that self-discipline, how much self-discipline you have to go on a fast or a detox. It comes with the territory. Of course, you have to not eat certain things or not eat at all. And some people like me, I overlook the fact that food is an enormous part of my day, which it has gotten me into a situation where I've had blood pressure issues because I no longer work in the spaces that I work with. I don't have to do like much moving around. I don't have to do hard labor, heavy lifting and stuff like that anymore. I work from home, so I'm not as active. And I still eat the same amount. So, Black people, we have to, get on it. My mom and my uncle, they've actually lost a lot of weight. So my mom really wanted me to do what she did. And I think she's still doing it. But yeah, I started that mental journey a couple of months back. And it actually, you guys, let me tell y'all a story. So I had made a decision. I told myself last year that I wanted to go somewhere like where I could be mentally challenged, challenged, like, with as far as music is concerned or whatever, because outside of shows, outside of just regular gigging, a lot of people do that. But and not to speak negatively about my hometown, it's like, of course, I don't know if there is I must, correct me if I'm wrong, but if there is just like a place where it is just specifically houses musicians and artists and like-minded people, individuals, normally on a regular basis, weekly. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we have that here. And I would love to go somewhere and live somewhere where that is the vibe. And I'm a person that is very into vibes. I told myself I was going to work towards that. And I call myself starting something like that, or, getting it kickstarted here. But then at the same time, I visited Atlanta in like late June. I think it was late June or early June or something like that. Or was it late May? Whatever that time frame was. And I went somewhere where it just completely changed my whole trajectory of what I wanted to do. And from then, I had a conversation with someone, and I was like, I can't move. I can't move from home because, I'm scared that I won't have anybody to help me raise my child. I won't be able to, keep my job. I had all of these doubts in my head, which, stopped me from, the move. And it didn't stop me mentally. In my mind, it did stop me. And I just did not make movements, or I did not get in contact or, keep in contact with certain people because I'm like, I can't move. Like I'm stuck in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, because everything for me is here. So when I went, visited Georgia in May or June or something like that, it changed my trajectory. I had a conversation with someone, and I had told them like, yo, this is how I felt. And I just really want to, do this. And they were like, just step out, on faith, like, put your foot out there and see how it goes. I got in contact with my job, and they were like, yeah, you can move. And, I got in contact with some family in Georgia, and they were like, yeah, we can help you out here. Like, that's no issue. And when I got back in contact, I had the conversation with the person. I was like, I finally did it. Like I finally made the move, and I got yeses all across the board, and it was surprising to me. And you know what? They told me, and it's something that changed my life, literally changed my life, my surroundings, the people around me and stuff like that. They were like, Eyeshia, you're settling because you're afraid of something that you don't have to be afraid for. But the issue is you never had to settle in the first place. You could have been made these moves, but you're afraid. Like you're the one that's like in your own way. And I'm like, damn, that hit hard. Like, Eyeshia, you don't have to settle. Like, go out there and do what the hell you're doing. So it's and I kind of ruined the surprise as far as, what's going on in my life. But that move, I'm definitely taking that move. It's been months and months in preparing for it, and mentally preparing for it, spiritually preparing for it, obviously physically preparing for a move. It's, very time consuming and mind consuming. So yeah, it's one of those things. So anyway, sorry. And if you hear the sound of my voice and you are contemplating something, and the only thing that's standing in your way is your own thoughts, you don't have to settle, baby. Like, do what you do, and whatever needs to fall off will fall off, and you'll still be out there. Like I said this before a while ago. I think I ain't put it out there. I didn't put it on my, did I say it in the podcast? I think I said it like on Instagram or something like that. Like, do what you need to do. Step your foot out there. Like, whatever you need to do to reach your goals. Like, because I could have been done that, but I was afraid of things that once I put my foot out there, I realized I had no reason to be afraid of. So yeah, that's one of those things. Number 2, parents, I don't know. I'm having a crisis here. I don't know if I'm overreacting because I know children do this. However, I feel like children are not children these days. Children are a little bit advanced. when it comes to, until they get to like fourth, fifth, seventh grade or whatever, then that COVID mind kicks in. But for some reason, I feel like children are advanced these days, right? So to when we were younger, the stuff that our parents didn't really worry about when we were younger, it's not the same shit that we don't have to worry about when these kids are, because they different. These kids is different. There's something up with them. I don't know. It's in the molecules in the air, the sun rays, or the water, something, whatever. It's different. And my child, I went to daycare. While she's in school. I went to her school because they had like a little fair or whatever. And they invited the parents. So, of course, I wanted to go out and show support, get her a little snowball and walk around with her and whatnot. So I went out there and I surprised her. But one of her classmates saw me first. And they were like, "Are you Zoe's mom?" I said, yes, I'm Zoe's mom. She was like, and the kid, no, it was a boy. The kid was like just snitching. "Zoe got a boyfriend." My heart dropped to my asshole. When I tell you my heart dropped to my, and this is the thing. I remember back in the day, kids, as soon as they know how to say boyfriend, they want one. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they find out what a girlfriend is, they want one. So it's not really that serious. They're not doing anything. However, just the thought about it. My kid is a kid. You know what I mean? If it was any other situation, insert X baby here, I would just be like, oh, it's nothing. But when it comes to my baby, I don't like it. There's nothing against this young man, this little kid. There's nothing against, I just call him Jack. That's not his name. That's nowhere near his name, but ain't nothing against little Jack, but I don't care about Jack. And I talked to my baby on the way home in the car, and I'm like, "What is you doing? Cause who is Jack? And what y'all be doing? Like, how is he your boyfriend?" She was like, "He just asked me." I was like, "You don't need no boyfriend. What can he, like, is he paying bills? Can he get your snacks for the rest of the school year? Like, or is he gonna get your next set of shoes? Like, is he gonna help me with the rent when it comes to your portion? Like, I don't get it." And I know, y'all, don't tell me I'm overreacting. Don't tell me I'm over. I don't want to hear that. That's my baby. So I said, "Girl, we're not doing that. You don't need no boyfriend. There's nothing that you need. You have to worry about some other stuff in life. There's other things to worry about in your life, as like just the spelling test at the end of the week, something like that, or cleaning your room when you get to the house, making sure you wipe your ass properly. You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff that you need to be worrying about. A little boy, Little Jack, and he gonna have to sit off to the side and catch you at the beginning of high school. You feel me? What I'm talking about? Like the end of middle school at the earliest. Y'all can talk about that. Y'all can discuss that at that time. And if he's the one, little Jack will come back. Tell him, no. She was like, "Do I have to break up?" Yes, you have to break up with him. And the fact that my baby even knows what breakup means, I can't make this up, y'all. My kid is talking to me like she's like she's in middle school. The girl is 6 years old. Nah, yeah, break up a little Jack. Tell him it's over. Sorry. That's the quickest relationship in the history of relationships. Y'all got the internet to tomorrow. Well, what you mean? That was last week. This Monday, I'm looking through because for some reason, I don't know if the teacher was sick or something like that, but my kids said that they didn't send the homework folders home. So I'm like, I don't want her to hit me with the okie doke and she actually got homework. So let me check her backpack. I checked her backpack. This little girl got a love note. Get the fuck. This little boy done made her a whole, and it was like a half a sheet of paper folded in two to make like a card. Talking about "I love you, Zoe," with the hearts and a little kissy face with big ass. Oh, hell no. Look, and little Jack put his name on there and couldn't even spell his name right. I said, "Girl, I told you to break up with this little boy." I mean, I just can't break up. Oh, no. See, I'm going to have to come up to that school and we're going to have a talk with little Jack. JJ can bring his mama. It ain't no beef. It ain't no smoke. I just want y'all to know that this shit ain't happening. This ain't happening. This right here is not happening. The fuck? A love note? I love you? What happened to do you like me? Yes or no? You know what I mean? What happened to that? See, this is what I be talking about. These kids be growing up at an accelerated pace. It's these damn tablets. It's that dang on and YouTube and TikTok. That's what got them. Because I don't know what the hell is going on in this particular, it ain't no generation because, no, I don't know what's happening with this particular age group from like, it's the teens on down. They different. They just different. It's something different about them. And I don't know. It was before even COVID because it's before COVID. I don't know. It's just different. Speaking of all these kids, y'all. Okay. Last podcast episode, I do remember talking about Chrisean Rock and Blueface and the baby. Mostly about Chrisean because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I was talking about the instance of her being pictured out there with her baby, and the baby was just doing the neck roll in its sling with her when on her chest that she had the dog out there in Walmart. So there is an update, and after this, I really, unless there's something just extremely crazy going on with them, I really want this to be over because there's a bigger situation happening, I feel like, with Chrisean. And I'm going to get to that in a second. But they're going back and forth. You know what? Before I even get to that, I actually thought it's giving me a Jocelyn and Stevie J tease. It's really giving me that very, what is that word that people like to, toxic, very toxic relationship, very Jocelyn Hernandez and Stevie J Love and hip hop shit. They are not good for each other. We can just say that. We can just get that out the way. I'm not sure how they bonded together, and I feel like they bonded together off some hurt shit. And that type of stuff creates attachments that are very unhealthy. And I can tell by the way that she does not have her family around her, and that I've never really seen him around his family outside of his mother commenting on stuff. They've never really just embraced their family out in public and even have fought them in public, if I'm not mistaken. But I can tell by their dynamic that they have had some type of hurt, some type of, issues in the past, and they got together some way or another. Their energies just matched, and it was very chaotic. And they are attached to each other in the most annoying ass way, and we cannot get out the damn group chat. Do you feel me? There is something wrong, and at this point, we don't even give a damn about Blueface. It really doesn't even matter. We really, you know what? I can't speak for all of them. I can tell you, I don't really give a damn about Blueface. I'm more worried about Chrisean. I don't too much care about Chrisean. However, the only reason I'm worried about her is because she's that baby's mom, Chrisean Jr. Wow, Chrisean Jr. That's crazy. But somebody go get that damn baby. We as America will just adopt Chrisean Jr. for everybody. Everybody just get a percentage. We'll send in 5 pennies a day or a week or something like that to save up for the baby's college. But I don't feel like that baby is in a safe space. And I know that Chrisean has a mind to where she wants the best for her baby. However, the other side of her brain cannot let this nigga go. And I don't know what it is about having his attention in the public. See, that's another situation that people have to really get under control, because folks, especially celebrities, I understand that you are regular people and that you want to have regular issues like regular people, and y'all want to deal with it the way that regular people deal with it. But as soon as you start posting shit for everybody to see, and you are already in a chaotic situation where you was just on that girls, whatever, bad girls, whatever, whooping up on bitches, and you met Blueface whooping up on other bitches and stuff like that. We know you for that. So you already have 2 strikes against you. Whether or not Blueface is wrong or right, you still have a connotation to where people know you to be an antagonizer. Like, you be whooping up on bitches' ass like that. And that's just that. You put that out there. The issue that a lot of celebrities and these young celebrities run into is you don't think about the future, and you started paving a way for people to, in the future, when you got your shit together, when you're trying to get your shit together, people only remember that dumb shit because you got your life together in private, but you was doing all this fuckery in public. We don't forget that. So when you try to get your life together, you have certain slip ups. Then we don't really, you don't get as much grace as you feel like you should get because you have lived out your chaotic lifestyle in public. And the thing about the old school folks is, like the old school people, let's say New York. Everybody knows New York. We're talking about, what's that dude name? She was on a lot of reality TV shows. New York, Tiffany Pollard. That's her name. Tiffany Pollard, she was known to be chaotic, but we didn't know about her personal shit because she really wasn't like that. She came to give you a show. When the cameras cut, she was back on her business shit. That wasn't really the life. And people think, for whatever reason, celebrities think, young celebrities, mind you, young celebrities and the folks that are like mid celebrities, talking about TikTok famous and YouTube famous, Instagram, all this stuff like that. You have to understand that people do stuff for the camera and then they get off camera, leave people out the group chat and live their life. Keep folks out your damn business. Stay off social media with your beef, especially if it's someone close to you. Period. Now, let's get on Blueface. This dude, I don't like him, I don't like him, and I don't like him. That's that. He went on Twitter on a rant. He done said Chrisean done slept with somebody and possibly, nigga, you was sleeping with people. Who cares? But now he's saying that the baby is not his. Then he claimed the baby. Now he's saying the baby's not his. Chrisean's ex-boyfriend that came out said, oh, it looked like me. Now Blueface is talking about, well, yeah, it's not my, they're going back and forth on who's the better parent, who's the better person. And then boom, Blueface dumb ass gonna post his baby's genitalia on social media. And it was not edited. He didn't edit. It was just a picture of the baby's genitalia. So assuming from what he said, Chrisean sent him a picture of the baby's genitalia because he had a hernia or something like that he needed to get surgery on. So she sent him a picture to show him what was going on and blah, 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 blah. Chrisean has not had the baby's surgery yet that we know of since when he posted that picture. The baby had not had the surgery yet. Blueface went on Twitter, on social media, on a public platform where people can screenshot and screen record and save that shit, where a lot of crazy people, sick individuals are, and posted his baby's genitalia just so he could prove a point to his baby mama instead of sending it directly to her or having a conversation directly with her. Go ahead, cuss her out. But you know what? He wanted an audience. He wanted an audience and he posted it for the world to see. Now, if he goes you can go to jail for that. But the way people think, because they have so much, they can't see the forest for the trees. They just don't even think about that. We don't even, I don't know, even know if we're going to have to worry about him going to jail for that, because if I'm not mistaken, recently he just got charged for something, something odd years for weapons, discharge of a weapon. So that's the least of, beefing online with one of your baby mamas. That's like something that you really don't need to be worried about, homeboy. You just got sentenced. You should have been putting that energy and that effort into your trial. But hey, it is what it is. I feel like we're getting a lot of information from relationships and stuff like that on social media. I believe it was like some RaeShondra and Lashonda. Did I get it right, y'all? RaeShondra and Lashonda on TikTok. They were a TikTok famous lesbian couple. RaeShondra was a stylist, a celeb. No, so she was a stylist. No, she wasn't a stylist, y'all. She was a fashion. What is that called when you? Guy. She was she had a storefront. She did fashion, all of that. She was well known for it. And Lashonda was actually the stud, and she was a minister, a preacher. We're gonna get back to that, but yeah, so they had been together, and for some reason, they were well known for being a couple. People liked them, liked their content. They had individual and joint, I believe, content, if I'm not mistaken. I really wasn't into them prior to this story being dropped, but RaeShondra, she started, there's a TikTok audio that are like, good women are dead, evil bitches rise up. Go look it up on TikTok. But of course, people, mostly a lot of women, they would stitch or duet this audio, and they letting them know, or probably they possibly broke up with their boyfriend, had heartbreak or whatever. They just felt like wanting to. RaeShondra actually stitched or duetted that content and had people wondering, like, okay, I guess. So, people were questioning about it, but then it kind of died down after a while. She was talking about going to the Beyonce concert. So Beyonce concert hits, and everybody's looking good in their aluminum foil, and they shimmery shiny, and they glassy shit, real stush, real posh or whatever. So RaeShondra, she posts her her outfit, and her situation, her event, her time at the Beyonce concert, and she's alone. She's by herself. So that raises more questions. So we kind of like, they were kind of people that their audience is kind of like, wait, what's going on? Because you did that audio, and then now you're here at the Beyonce concert. You mentioned going with her, but now we see you alone. So, and usually when couples go, especially female couples, they will, you'll at least take one picture together. So she gets on TikTok or something live. It's either TikTok or Instagram live at 5-something in the morning, and she blows the lid. So Lashonda, the stud pastor, has apparently been stealing money. RaeShondra told us that they got evicted because stud pastor was not paying the rent, and had not paid, and it's not the first time that they filed eviction on them. So RaeShondra was trying to gather up the money, and the owners of the home was like, no, because this is not the first time this happened. We just want y'all out, and y'all have umpteen days to get out this place. And then Lashonda also expresses that she got a loan in RaeShondra's name, and RaeShondra was not aware of it, and she was default on that loan, and it was more than 60 or 90 days in default. Y'all, Outside of that, she was talking, she was trying to borrow money. She tried to, and she was borrowing money from RaeShondra's friends. And she also, had some issues with her daughter. Now, the first red flag that I came upon when reading upon this and listening and watching the videos of this story is a stud pastor that screams scam. And I am only community adjacent because I'm not a part of the LGBTQIA community, LGBTQIA community. I'm not. I have family members, people close to me are LGBTQIA. I'm only LGBTQIA adjacent. So I didn't, this is my podcast. So I'm going to say what I want to say, but I kept it specifically to this podcast because it's my platform, because sometimes you can have the right message and be the wrong messenger. So that was one of the things, and I don't have any issue with LGBTQIA, but if you are in a position in an organization that is known not to accept LGBTQIA and you hold a position there, for some reason that just sticks out to me as odd. Is it not strange? I'm confused. But stud pastor Lacondra, I'm sorry, y'all. They were calling her Lacondra because of the cons that she was doing. But Lashonda, she has not spoken out about that. And RaeShondra, she actually just spilled all the beans and then told us to get out of her business. I'm trying to tell y'all, keep us out the group chat and we'll stay out y'all business. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. That just stuck out to me. Crazy as hell. I go through a lot of rabbit holes, TikTok, YouTube, Google, anywhere that you can possibly, find conspiracy or somebody's real life story or whatever. I want to know about it. So, it is what it is. It's pretty interesting stuff. Now, the whole thing about what I just said, from my experience to my child and, the kids coming up and it being different to Chrisean Rock, to these relationships and stuff on TikTok, on social media, period. I wanted to talk about the village. And of course, if you are Black, you already know what that means. Like, everyone needs a village. And a village is basically something that is established, a place or people or community that is established before your existence. And when people say you need a village, everybody needs a village, etc., such and such needs a village, that means that you need people and or places, a location or something around you, or that you can go to for counsel. And it's mostly talking about your elders, your church, because we're talking about Black folks now, your church, your wherever you go to find comfort, wherever you go to find counsel, that's your village. For some reason, I feel like we are coming to a day and age where the village is not respected. It's not honored. It's not quite, people aren't paying attention, or people don't want it. It's not acknowledged. That's what I'm trying to say. The village is no longer being acknowledged. And I feel like that's the lack of wisdom that comes from the village is starting to show. It's starting to show in disrespect. It's starting to show in ignorance. And I'm not saying that people are just, I'm not saying it disrespectfully. I'm saying you're ignorant. You don't know. It's starting to show in ignorance. It's starting to show in a lot of things. And for some reason, I think it is the people in the middle, their fault. And you know what? I take that back. I don't want to place blame on just one facet of individual, because You know what, y'all, you make your own. You make your own. Okay, let's talk about two different scenarios. We had our elders. Of course, we had our elders. We had those people that could tell us what was going on in the world and like, listen, don't get caught up in this shit because this has happened because I lived through it, right? We had those elders when we were younger. So now that we are growing up, and we are in a different age. Technology is more prevalent nowadays. There is a new lingo, slang, there's new fashion, there's new everything. So the elders that worked for us are not going to work for these kids. Now, there has to be some other age group that steps up and becomes elders and stops worrying more about themselves and worry about the kids that are now coming up in this technological age that we know about, but are still like I can tell you right now, I have to catch myself from like doing work on my computers, my phone. Like when I rest, I want to rest. I just, I need my mind to stop working. So I put on something stupid on the TV, and that's how I know about most of this reality TV stuff, because I have to put something stupid on TV so that my brain can just basically melt so I can rest. You know what I mean? So I have to stop myself from doing that and say, listen, I know I'm tired, but I have a kid in here and I have to show her like how to do things. Like, we took out the trash today. That's just something small. She asked me to do the dishes, going out and, cleaning, keeping up the house, doing her, upkeeping her room and stuff like that. Once she grows up, I'm going to have to stop what I'm doing to tell her about the birds and the bees. I have to stop what I'm doing and tell her, like, these men, they might be out here telling you one thing, but you have to go. You can't go with your heart all the time. You have to go with your head. I have to tell her the things of the world. I have to tell her that she don't need to put all her information in that phone because that is a good way, to be tracked and stuff like that. I have to tell her all of these things. We are getting older and worrying about self instead of like teaching kids. And I'm talking about we as if I'm like super duper grown, but I'm saying we have no more elders because and not to say that they're obsolete, but according to the world that we are living in now, it's technology. Our elders don't know anything about that. So how can they be the village for anybody at this time other than us? I can get the jewels in my crown from my mother because I'm in the middle. I'm going to have to give my jewels to my daughter, but it's a lack of people passing down jewels because for some reason it's the get the bag culture. It's the, I'm doing this, I'm out here getting it, blah, 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 but we're not really focused on younger people. There's no village. Does that make sense? It gets scary after a while because you wonder, and I wonder often, like, when I leave here, what is my kid going to be? What is this world going to be when I leave up out of here? Because there's no more villages. There's no more people to show what respect looks like, people to tell you, I understand you hot about this, but that ain't the way to go. This is what you need to do. Instead of that, there's no people to tell younger people that. And I'm not even going to lie. I do fall victim to being like, these kids nowadays are on some different shit and I don't even want to be a part of that. I'm not even going to lie. I do that. But at the same time, like I have to do with my child at home, I have to stop thinking about self and start thinking about her because I don't want her going out in this world. I don't want her going out in this world acting a damn fool because she didn't know no better. And all she saw was YouTube videos, TikTok, and her other classmates whose parents were doing the same thing. And that's not to speak specifically on any. I actually don't know any of my kids' classmates, and she hasn't come home doing nothing stupid. I'm just saying, I don't want it to end up like that, because kids are around other people more than they are at home a lot these days. And we have to actually get off our ass, to get off the TV, get off the phone, and start paying attention to our kids and what our kids are around, instead of making their teachers be be their teacher and their parents. Y'all, if there is nothing going on social media every week, is somebody complaining about teachers, and somebody complaining about students, and somebody complaining about parents. It is a never ending cycle. I'm a parent, and I'm not even gonna lie. My kid is only 6, but at the same time, damn, y'all, like, these teachers can't do every damn thing. Sometimes they go overboard. But I feel like at some point, if you ain't gonna get in the classroom, shut the hell up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you ain't gonna get in the classroom, and especially if you're not helping your kid at home, if you're not going over their work and looking at the teacher's notes when they telling you they can't get your kid to shut the hell up for 5 minutes so that they can actually teach, if you're not looking at them notes and actually speaking to your child about it, if you just telling your kid go upstairs and do your homework, and while you're doing nothing on TikTok on your phone with your homegirls or your homeboys, or going out to see Beyonce, if that's all you're doing, leave these teachers alone. You feel me? Go sit your ass down one day, take 1 day, 1 hour of 1 day, and go sit with your kid and see what's going on. And then get some feedback from the teacher and figure out what the difference is between what they're telling you at home and what's actually happening at school. Now, I'm not going to say that there are not teachers that are out here bullshitting, because of course I actually covered, I think 1 or 2 situations where teachers were out here just wilding. And I know that there are situations where teachers just go overboard. They do the most. However, it's not always the teacher. It's not always the teacher. It's more than likely not the teacher. These teachers really just want to come up in here, tell your kids what they need to tell them, and get them to a passing grade so they can get the hell up out their class. You know what I mean? Now, if you feel some type of way from what I said, maybe you need to look into what I said. Because if your kid is fine, your kid is fine. You know what I mean? A hit dog will holler. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's just, I think there is a lack of village these days, and I've been on a journey for a couple of months now, almost 6, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a lot of introspective things. And I used to be the person, I was actually becoming the person, because I had a village. I have a village. I was getting to the point where I was worried about self, and I stopped consulting that village, and I made stupid mistakes. Not gonna lie, nobody's perfect, but you have to acknowledge that you have one. You have to acknowledge that you need one. And if you're hurt, you need to go to that village. You know what I mean? If you feel like the need to just snap off at any moment on social media for whatever reason, Chrisean, you need a village, baby. And there's no way that, and at this point, I'm seeing on social media where even the people that were advocates of her are starting to back away from her now. I think Natalie Nunn, one of the messiest people in life, she wouldn't even let her on a live, because she was like, you just got too much shit going on. I wish you the best, but I don't feel like having that energy here. That's what happens. You know what I mean? So that's it. Actually, I don't talk a lot tonight, huh? I guess I had a lot of energy from that doggone detox. The detox took everything up out of me, but like 45 minutes worth of energy, I guess. But I'm going to just wind this down, and we're going to talk again next week. Thank you guys for joining me on the couch this week for another episode of Couch Convos. Again, I am Eyeshia. If you want to keep up with me, definitely follow on my social medias. I am active on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. If you would like to, I'm going to share all of the details of my Instagram, my handles for Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I'm going to share all of that in the description. For easier access, you could just follow @_ it's Eyeshia _ it's Eyeshia 2 E's _ right? So I will see you guys next week, and whatever you're doing, I hope you guys have a good day. Peace, meditate, drink your water, go have fun, go touch some grass. I love y'all. Bye.